So it has been 6 months at this point since the day of my surgery. So I wanted to do a final checkup. This will be the last video pertaining to my nose job and pretty much the last video for the update, since it has been 6 months already, since I mentioned in a few videos past that it would take roughly about 4 to 6 months for the full recovery. So I figured I'd wait till the very end to kind of show you the final result. So this is the final result of my nose. Compared to the previous video, which was only 1 month in, everything was still swollen. The tip was still swollen, the bridge was still swollen. You couldn't tell that it was swollen, but it surely was. But now, as you can see, the tip has really kind of calmed down a little bit. Now, granted, it's not a huge difference. I mean, there are definitely some internal healing that has happened, like the stitch marks. So as you can see, the stitches has been taken out, as you know, and also that scarring has really diminished since, 5 months ago. So from far away, you really don't notice it. Honestly, even if you come up close, you wouldn't really notice it as well. It's only if I really tell you. Now, some people were curious about, oh, will the scar be visible? Well, the scar will be visible for a while, but it eventually will heal, and eventually in the long run, it will disappear. It's just at the moment, you'll still see an imprint of the scar line, but I mean, that's part of the procedure, I guess. But other than that, I mean, the feel of my nose, I have the full feeling function of the tip of my nose back again. Other than, I do slightly feel where they implanted the pillar underneath, which is still really interesting, as well as the bridge. It just feels normal. It does not feel like there's anything foreign under there, especially on here. On the bridge. I also wanted to discuss about what I used in my nose. I know in video 1, I mentioned that you can either pick synthetic or you can pick natural, which would have been my own cartilage, either from the ear or the rib. So I actually finally decided to do the synthetics. So it is indeed silicone in my nose. Now, this particular silicone is medical grade. It is a silicone that is used in heart transplants. So it's a silicone that won't disturb or disrupt. It's not something that you would need to go back in every decade, every 10 years or so to switch out. That's something I did speak to the doctor about, and he did mention it to me that it's not one of those procedures. So he was like, this is something that you would just leave in for the rest of your life. There's no touch-up necessary. He was stating to me that if I were to do the cartilage, which he gave me an option, he was like, if you do cartilage, keep in mind cartilage is still part of your body. It's still malleable. It's still soft, and it could potentially warp. It could potentially have a deformation. I just don't want to take the risk of having my cartilage do anything weird. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do silicone because it wasn't one of my options in my mind. It wasn't something I really wanted, but at the end of the day, he talked to me about what the benefits of the silicone versus the cartilage is, and I was like, you know what, fine, I'll do the silicone. I think at the end it was a better option for me anyways, because now it's only one scar versus having 2 scars. I could have had 2 surgeries, one in the nose, one either in the ear or my rib. So I'm glad I went with the silicone. So for those of you wondering, it is indeed a synthetic that I used, both on the pillar and on the bridge. So this is 6 months. If you have any questions that you would like to ask me about either the experience or whatever, feel free to comment below, or if you want, you can also DM me either through Instagram or YouTube. I will try my best to answer them, and of course, it's something I highly suggest you to speak with your surgeon about versus me. I can only give you my experience. And for those of you curious about who I went to and how I got this procedure done, I went through a third party. Their name is called Soul Guide Medical. They are a Korean-based tourism group that is more so for medical purposes, because Korea is so big in medical procedures such as plastic surgery, they literally have tourism for that. So it's called Soul Guide Medical, and they suggested me Mina Plastic Surgery. Now keep in mind, I would suggest you speaking to them or to whatever plastic surgery provider that you're going to choose to see who they would suggest to you based on your budget, based on your time frame, and based on what you're wanting to get done. Because not all plastic surgeons will be able to do what you want. So give Soul Guide Medical a contact. Now, I'm not sponsored at all whatsoever. I'm just putting it out and to let you guys know who I went through because I thoroughly enjoy it. So God forbid, if in the future if I want anything done again, I most likely will go through them again to get my work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I know it's a little long. This is a 8-parter. So thank you for supporting me and watching all these videos. If you would like, definitely share this, save it, whatever you like. Yeah, so I mean, there will definitely be more videos coming soon, hopefully within the next year. Especially with this whole issue going on in the world right now with the coronavirus. I hope everybody's enjoying your time at home. And I will try to put out more content so that it can help with your boredom. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you later, girl. Bye.